Break the bank. Not just talking, I got a knack for making it come to fruition. Came in thinking you get famous, boy, I've come to do business. Cause I work for this, I say the way. Pay the lane and stay the same. Invest in me if you want me to take you in and break the bank.
Yes.
Break the bank.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Break the bank.
Yes. Yes.
All right, so first thing we do in the morning, to get started with shadow boxing, I'll give him a tea of the day. Today we're going to be doing some rosemary tea. The purpose behind this is as he's getting his shadow boxing done, he can drink his tea while he's doing that. So what's happening is internally his body starts getting warmer and warmer, so it'll actually help him build or burn a little bit more calories.
Yes. Yes.
Careful with it. It's a little bit hot. 3 ingredients: avocado, good healthy fats. We're gonna add some lemon. We're gonna add some everything seasoned bagel, and we're just gonna blend it all in. Put it on a piece of toast. We're gonna add some egg. We're gonna add some turkey ham, and we're gonna roast some tomatoes, give some good flavor. This.
Dogs don't eat first.
I'm here right now because it's gonna get cold.
Hey, remember, dogs don't eat first.
One. Go down for a little bit.
It's good, man. I think he did turkey instead of ham. It's cool.
Out of respect for the other fighter, I know you probably don't want to talk about it, but sent a guy to the hospital the other day.
No, I'll talk about it. I broke a man's jaw with one punch with the headgear on. One side of his jaw was up, the other one was down. I haven't really been talking about it because, like, I'm just gonna show it in the ring. I want you guys to see what I do. Maybe this will get you guys a little.
Yeah.
Block lead. Flip roll. Close. Block body. Block lead. Block body. Slip roll. Post.
Yeah.
Garcia isn't just fighting Mario Barrios on July 19th. He is fighting his own past. The man standing in the opposite corner isn't just a challenger looking for a belt. He is being guided by the one man who knows Ryan's deepest secrets. This isn't just a standard title fight. It feels like a setup. The narrative going into this bout is dark, personal, and filled with accusations that the entire matchup is rigged in favor of a superstar who doesn't deserve it.
You know, if it wasn't boxing, it would shock me. It's boxing, though. So rules are there just for showpieces. They're not actually there to be enforced. If there's enough money on the table, boxing's always up for sale, so to speak. So I've complained about this over and over again as far as rules not being enforced in boxing, or they're enforced when it's convenient to enforce them, but not enforced when it's inconvenient to enforce them. Technically speaking, you're supposed to not be allowed to fight for a world championship coming off a loss. But we see that time and again. As a matter of fact, this is going to be the second title defense in a row that Mario Barrios makes against the guy coming off a loss, and in both cases it's because the guy he was fighting is a bigger name than the rules will allow to keep out of a title shot, so to speak. You know, it's funny you mentioned I was young, but when you mentioned the Holyfield, the Moore and Foreman fight, was Foreman's previous fight the Holyfield fight?
Tommy
Morrison. So he had lost to Morrison.
And hadn't fought in 15 months.
And before that, he lost to Holyfield.
Exactly.
Yeah. So again, like you said,
hence the comparison. He was a star.
Yeah, stardom supersedes the rule set. It's interesting. I wish things would just be held accountable and then just held by the rules, just so there's a standard. I'm not hating on the fight because I actually think Ryan Garcia knocks out Barrios. I think Barrios is horrible as a champion, maybe the worst champion I've ever seen him.
Let's be real about the elephant in the room. Ryan shouldn't even be here. According to respected analysts like Wade Plemons, this WBC world title shot wasn't earned, it was gifted. We are looking at a fighter who in this current timeline has taken heavy losses to guys like Tank Davis and Rolly Romero. Yet somehow he has leaped over the entire queue of deserving contenders. It reeks of boxing politics. While real contenders grind in the dark for years, Ryan's massive social media following and star power seemingly bought him a golden ticket. It is the classic case of who you know beating what you've done, and the boxing purists are absolutely furious about it.
If I was getting, let's just be honest, gifted a world title shot by the WBC, and if I was in Ryan Garcia's position, I'd probably be singing the praises of Mauricio Suleiman right now as well. They are gifting him this world title shot. Rolly beats him. Ryan gets a world title shot for the WBC. Instead of Rolly getting that shot, it didn't make any sense. But, hey, fair play. You know, he's giving it up. I have to think that has to do, too, with this whole, like, again, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but Zuffa Boxing is making their play right now, and it's essentially Zuffa Boxing versus the sanctioning bodies. And I have to think there's going to be more shots thrown across the bow from the WBC, from, Dana White, from Nick Khan, from all these different people. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I think it's probably just because Ryan's like, yeah, I'm kind of gifted a world title here, so I'm going to give a big...
But the controversy regarding the title shot is nothing compared to the betrayal in the training camp. Mario Barrios has made a move that screams psychological warfare. He has hired Joe Goosen, Ryan's former head trainer, to lead his corner. Barrios insists this wasn't a mind game, calling it strictly a business decision because he likes Joe's style. But let's read between the lines. Goosen didn't just hold mitts for Ryan. He knows exactly how Ryan breaks down under pressure. He knows the bad habits, the mental lapses, and the insecurities that cameras don't see.
Fought Manny Pacquiao. I had watched him through the presser process, the press conferences, and he was always such a class act, Mario. And I said, boy, he's just really, and he's treating Manny very well. The legend Manny he was treating him respectfully, and that impressed me because I grew up in the old days where sportsmanship and respect for your fellow players or what have you, whatever sport you were, that was paramount. And so that impressed me. And at the end of the fight, I did say something on air as a closing statement because we had spoken about the fight ad nauseum. And at the end of the day, I said, the world needs more men like Mario Barrios. Because I was impressed with his class and dignity and the way he handled himself. Who knew a couple months later I'd be training him?
Right.
So the irony of that is just, incredible. But, I just really, really respect Mario, and his abilities are beyond what I actually thought they were. Now, I had announced quite a few of his fights, so I had seen what he was capable of doing. I mean, especially he was performing very well against Tank. He beat, Ugas, who had beaten Pacquiao. He beat Ugas unmercifully, and it was just brilliant. It was just brilliant performance. So he very talented. So to get the call for Mario Barrios was like, what fool would turn that down?
Right.
Right. It would be absurd.
Ryan claims he is unfazed.
Ryan claims he is unfazed. He actually argues that this switch gives him the advantage because he knows Joe's playbook inside and out, while Joe didn't spend enough time with him to learn all his tricks. It's a bold claim, but having your ex-mentor plotting your downfall is a nightmare scenario. Goosen holds the blueprint to Ryan's destruction, and he has handed it directly to Mario Barrios.
Again, thank you for the time we had together, guys, and I know it's going to be a great fight. I know you're working hard.
How could you, Joe? That's messed up.
Pardon?
I said, how could you? That's messed up.
What's messed up?
You know what I said? Just can't believe you're doing this to me. That's insane.
What?
You hurt my heart.
Well, I'm still not sure.
You broke my heart. It's over. It's over. We're done.
Again?
We're done. Yeah, I'm breaking up with you again.
Now, how did I do that?
You just broke my heart. Just move on.
All right. Well, I thought I was being.
No, you were being sweet. I
thought I was being courteous and generous, and that's what I'm trying to be here. And I hope you don't take offense to it.
It's cool.
Because I don't ever want to offend fighters. I love what I do.
I'm offended. Too late. I'm offended.
You what?
I'm offended already. I'm hurt.
All right, good.
I'm offended, hurt, all that.
All right. Okay. Well, look, I'm still not following it exactly, but all I can do is try to be gracious to you. Okay.
No, I get it. I get it.
And I got to support my guy, and that's what I'm doing. And I'm here 120% for Mario Barrios. You know, it's business.
It's always is.
No, it's not always business.
What about the love? There's no love.
But it's not always business. There's a lot of personal stuff that goes down behind the scenes that nobody knows about. I get that.
Yeah.
But you know, at the end of the day,
All the long car rides.
At the end of the day, I gotta work, don't I?
Gone.
Yeah. Okay.
They never happen.
All right. Okay. Exactly. All right.
That blueprint might focus heavily on what Richardson Hitchens calls Ryan's fatal flaw: a low ring IQ. The critique coming out of the boxing world is harsh but backed by tape. They argue that Ryan relies almost entirely on that legendary left hook. He is a sniper with one bullet. If Barrios can neutralize that hook, what does Ryan have left? Hitchens points out technical errors that rookies make, like Ryan closing his eyes when he throws combinations or backing up in straight lines when pressured. In a world title fight against a veteran, those aren't just mistakes. They are a death sentence.